worked in an engineering shop in Hialeah, Florida, designing and making roll forming machines. No need for me to explain roll forming machines because it's not the point of the story. I was a lowly designer. I was not the chief engineer. I was not the head of sales. I was not the president of the company, nor the vice president of the company. I was a lonely designer. So we shipped out a machine from Hialeah, Florida. You know, this thing is as big as a bus. Put it on a truck and trucked it up to Upper Michigan. Installed the machine there. I wasn't there for the installation. Guy turns the machine on and it starts squealing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, horrible screeching of the machine. He turns it off and he calls the company I was working for. He says, my machine is screeching. Unbelievable. You guys screwed this thing up. Come up here and fix this. So they decided to send somebody up there to fix it. You know, who do they send? They send me, lowly designer. And why did they send me, lowly designer? Because if they made a mistake and that machine was wrong, operated wrong, someone was going to get a beating from the person who bought the machine. It was going to be a horrible beating, verbal, dressed down beating. So the chief engineer didn't want to take a beating, and the head of sales didn't want to take a beating. The owner didn't want to take a beating. The vice president didn't want to take a beating. So they said, send quartytypo up there to see what the problem is. So they sent me up there, flew me up there. And all the time in the back of their minds is, at least we won't take this beating. quartytypo will take it for us. So I get up there and turn on the machine, and it squeals and grinds. Horrible, horrible noises. So I said, turn it off. So I started walking around the machine. This thing is as big as a bus. Started walking around the machine. And I looked over into some components. It was supposed to have grease fittings. The people in our plant forgot to put the grease fittings in these loop points of the machine. Well, I told the buyer of the machine, I says, and these are off-the-shelf items. I says, get some lube fittings and put them in the machine, and then put some grease in it. So he got his simple parts. He got his grease fitting, just like he had grease fitting on the wheels of a car. Put them on, shot grease into the machine, and it ran quiet, very quiet. And I was so happy. But that was the instance where the company sent me out expecting me to take a real whooping for them. Instead, I solved the problem.